What's up guys, Stark here. In today's character spotlight we are taking a look at Orion, who was recently announced to potentially, I guess, be coming towards the global version of the game. I made a separate video about it, so I'll link that in the description below if you want to check it out. But basically it's saying that we're getting the Moonlight Fest, which on Japan was the event that brought Orion into the game with a craft essence and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm assuming we're going to get her, and that is all detailed in the other video, and when it actually comes out I'll make another video for that. Anyway, as you guys can see, the picture, her artwork is on the screen, and her artwork is absolutely ridiculous for many reasons, all of which I would probably get in trouble for if I talk about. So we're just going to skip that. You guys know what I'm talking about. So that's her artwork. And we're going to go ahead and talk about her stats and everything else now. So she is an archer, so she will be strong against sabers and weak to lancers. And as for her stats, she is a 5-star, so she will go up to level 90, and she has 11,107 attack. And she has 14,553 HP at level 90, which is probably, I haven't actually looked, but it's probably one of the higher HP stats in the game overall. Maybe not on Japan, but definitely on global at the moment. If you max her out completely, she almost gets 18,000 HP, which is insane. And then her attack stat's still really good as well. I maxed out at a little bit over 14,000, which is really nice. So as for her skills, her first skill is going to be called Affection of the Goddess EX, which will increase defense for 1 turn, increase attack for 3 turns, and increase debuff resistance for 3 turns as well. This is only a self buff, however, but the percentages you get are actually really high. A 50% defense increase, a 20% attack increase, and a 50% debuff resist at level 10, which is really nice. It's really good. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit better because it's only a self buff as opposed to a team buff, but it's still a really good buff nonetheless. Her second skill is going to be called Whimsical Bond A+, and this increases damage against males for 1 turn, and it's a pretty good increase again, but it is only a self buff. 50% at level 1, 100% at level 10. Unfortunately, it is only useful against males. It's kind of a drawback. It kind of sucks. There aren't really that many males in Fate. But if you are going against one, it's definitely be a good skill. You're going to do a lot more damage. And finally, her third skill is called Mind's Eye, False B-, which applies evade for 1 turn and increases critical hit damage for 3 turns. So again, this is another self buff, which, it's kind of unfortunate that she has 3 self buff skills and she's an archer. Like, if she's a berserker, then it makes sense because they kind of do their own thing. But she's definitely not a team player. But what it does, it's okay. The critical hit damage, 34% at level 10, 17% at level 1. It's not terrible. Her skills aren't that bad. But honestly, and I'm not really gonna go out of my way to try and pull for this character just because, she doesn't have any really big standout skills for me. I don't know, that's just my opinion though. So now I'm going to throw up her Ascension Materials and her Skill Enhancement Materials right now. She does need quite a bit. She's a 5-star though, so that makes sense. So she needs some of the Demon Hearts, some of the Claws, some Jewels, and some Feathers. Of course, you need the Monumented Pieces as well. So it is quite a lot. I imagine most people will want to max ascend her simply because of the art. But I don't know. I don't really think her art's that good to begin with. Don't roast me too hard in the comments, but her skill enhancements are going to be on the screen right now as well. So you're going to need some more hearts, some more jewels, and some more feathers for that. I don't think her skills are that good, as I said before, so maybe not jump to go max these skills right away. I say this a lot in videos, but obviously you want to max all the skills for all your characters that you use. You just have to micromanage it because Global doesn't have these, you know, event items readily available to us, so you kind of have to pick and choose which character you want to actually max first. Like, if, I don't know, you can't just, like, be like, oh, I'm gonna level this skill up, and then you get another character, oh, I'm gonna level this skill up, because eventually you're just gonna run out of items, and you're gonna have, like, 10 characters with 2 skill ups and on their skills, and then it's just not really gonna benefit you that much. So to me, it makes more sense to just focus on one character, level up all their skills, and then move on to a second character. I mean, obviously there's exceptions to that, but that's just the way I see it. So now we're going to look at her craft essence here, which is called Tristar's Belt. And this will increase critical hit damage of all allies by 25% while in the field, which is really good. You know, if you're going to use a critical hit team with her, definitely want to use this craft essence. It's really, really nice for crit teams. So now let's go ahead and talk about her command cards and her Noble Phantasm. She does have 2 quick, 2 arts, and 1 buster. So you will want to use her on a quick team or an arts team. It's kind of a split between quick and arts because she has skills that focus on crit and stuff, and she has the 2 quick cards. And then she has 2 arts cards as well, but her Noble Phantasm is actually arts. But it also, well, I guess I'll just say what it does here. It deals significant damage to a single enemy, and then it decreases the attack of that enemy for 3 turns, and if you overcharge it, it has a chance to decrease the Noble Phantasm charge of that enemy. So it's pretty nice. It does some really solid damage. The attack decrease is also really nice. Unfortunately, it is just a chance to decrease Noble Phantasm charge. But, you know, if you do the interlude quest, you can get rid of that. So her interlude quest will significantly power up her Noble Phantasm. It does buff the damage. It also removes the chance to decrease the Noble Phantasm charge. And it will also decrease critical hit rate for 3 turns on the overcharge. So if you do the interlude quest, you don't have to overcharge for her to do the decrease in the Noble Phantasm charge. There's so many charges, I'm getting like tongue-tied saying this. So it is a really good interlude quest to do to level up her Noble Phantasm as quickly as possible. Obviously, when it comes out on Global, we probably won't have access to all of the quests that you need to do for her interlude. Yeah, the first one's in Orleans, and the other 2 we currently do not have available to us. So you won't be able to upgrade her Noble Phantasm when she's released on Global, odds are anyway. But it's just something to look forward to in the future. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this video here. No, we have to talk about craft essences that we're going to use on this character. So she's a bit tricky because she primarily focuses on arts and quick, but she focuses more on the critical damage part of it as opposed to like the actual quick and arts effectiveness cards. So ideally, I mean, you could still use like Kaleidoscope and things like that, and you could use Projection for the 15% increase for arts, or Formal Craft for the 25% increase in arts, or you could use Grandeur for the 15% increase in quick, or you could use the Imaginary Round for the 25% in quick increase as well. But you could also use the Gem Magecraft for the critical hit damage increase, or the Be Elegant Craft Essence for the critical start drop rate. I would probably lean towards the Gem Magecraft Craft Essence more because it kind of plays in line with her real Craft Essence, and then once you unlock that, you can swap out the Gem Magecraft for her actual Craft Essence, and it's kind of just like a bonus, like a buffed up version of that. So there are a lot of different Craft Essences that you could use. You could use the Moonlight Fest Craft Essence that comes with her in her event as well, which would be pretty good for her. So yeah, there's just a ton of options you could use for her. So now we're basically done with this video here. All I have to do is show off her Noble Phantasm. So tomorrow I will be doing Alexander. I know I said I was going to do him yesterday, but I wasn't expecting this news to come out, and it did. So, you know, plans can always change. and they did today. So I'm gonna do Alexander tomorrow, like I said, and I'll leave you guys here with Orion's Noble Phantasm, and I will see you guys tomorrow.